2, 1, and we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela with another edition of Notes on the News, where I share with you headlines from my news feed and my thoughts, ideas, perspectives, commentary on those headlines, on the articles, if I've read the articles or skimmed the article or read part of it, on the subject matter at large, or just whatever happens to come up. But as the title says, it's not news. It's just my notes on the news. I did say my name is Angela, and the channel is Be Fabulous You. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and all of that other good stuff. Yay! We're working on 1,000. We're working on 1,000. We're working on 1,000. Yes! Hey, welcome in the chat. I got something in my eye. All right. So Habaragani. You know, we start off with our Nguzu Saba, our word for the day, our concept for the day, our idea for the day, so that we can frame the news up in such a way that it's productive for us and for our community, for our family, our community, and for us. We want to let the news bring us up. We want to let the news add clarity to our life. We don't want to get caught in the trees. We get a gestalt, an overview of the forest. So today is Ujamaa. Cooperative economics to build and maintain. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Today it's Ujamaa. Collective work and responsibility to build and maintain our community together and to make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and to solve them together. Ujamaa. If we keep cycling through these 7, we gonna know them. When I say Habaragani, y'all gonna be typing. Habaragani. Okay. So let's see what the Buddha had to say today, if we can make any sense of it. What's new and good with you? Add it in the comments. Any good news you have from your personal life, your family, your community, anything you heard good in the news for the world. Oh, that was yesterday, the vicissitudes of life, because we talked about vicissitudes. Oh, here we go. Okay. When a bhikshu has good friends and is reverential and respectful, doing what one's friends advise, clearly comprehending and mindful, one may progressively attain the destruction of all fetters. So, a bhikshu is like someone who's a student, who is a spiritual student. Are you on a spiritual path? Do you consider yourself a spiritual student? Are you devoted and focused on growing and developing spiritually? I'm nodding because yes, you are. When a bhikshu has good friends and is reverential and respectful, hey, LaKenya Anderson, how you doing? Well, hold on a second. Lakiva. Hey, Lakiva. Hey, Miss Anderson. I hate to butcher somebody's name. Welcome on the chat, girl. So, you know, you're doing good work on yourself. You have good friends. You're reverential and respectful. Doing what your friends advise. When you have good people around you and they make suggestions, you seek their suggestions. Comprehending and mindful, you progressively attain the destruction of all fetters. So the fetters, surround yourself with good people, listen to the good people, and you're going to be released from all. If you think you caught up in the BS, you're not going to be caught up in it no more. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. All right. Thank you for the like. Hey, Bonafide 1970. Thank you for the flower. Let us proceed with the notes on the news from the news feed. Massive wave is Southern Hemisphere record, scientists believe. Okay. I saw the image. I don't know if you saw the image. This is coming off of BBC. So it was a big wave, but shoot, they all, hey, true royal family. I got to my Wi-Fi was out for almost, well, I don't know how long. It was last Saturday. So, you know, I gotta go back and get your email address. I've been like, I gotta get your email address. Because you said you were gonna send me a t-shirt. I don't know if you have any left, but if you do. DR Congo's Kasai crisis 400,000 children face starvation. Now, the image that showed up on my news feed, which is sometimes different from when I email the article to myself or when I text the article to myself, but that image reminded me of, oh, look. Now, I don't know if, depending on your age, this type of imagery may not be familiar to you. But this type of imagery, it seemed like at a certain age, when I was like a kid, there was like image after image after image, and kids were starving. Children are starving in Ethiopia. All right, cool. Thank you. 1717 Mac. Children are starving in Africa. Children, you look like an Ethiopian child. There was this whole, sort of conversation about it. But when I saw this image today, it was so like striking, and it was like, wow, it's been a while since I've seen that type of imagery. Now on late night TV, sometimes you'll see, I guess it's like Save the Children, or I don't know who these, what these charities are, but they're, raising money, and they have all these, images of, children that look like they're in serious distress. Some children are already starving to death in Kasai. 400,000 children at risk of starving to death in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the United Nations says. The Kasai region. So what's really going on? The Kasai region, once one of the most prosperous and peaceful in the DR Congo, descended into violence in 2016. Now, am I cynical to think I don't even know anything about the DR Congo? I don't know anything about the history or the context, but I just automatically assume that it's America or some Europeans in the mix, and they after something to make money, whether it's minerals that are used for cell phones, or I don't really know. But I feel like what happened in 2016 and how were the white people involved with it? Is that cynical? That's how I feel. That's what I think. That's what comes to mind. And now the UN has declared a crisis. The UN and their cronies probably created the crisis. The children are at risk of dying of malnutrition in Kasai, the wealthiest continent on the earth. Just leave us alone and let us thrive. Stop, get out the mix. So that's that. So prayers out to the children and families and community. Hey, Veracast Love, welcome. So prayers out to the families and communities and to all of us, and children, anybody. That's not cynical. That's a realistic recognition of history, right? I'm actually being a smart butt when I say I'm cynical. So just, prayers out to our people and the people, anybody, anywhere who's hungry. There's no reason for anybody to be hungry. The earth produces abundantly. There's every reason for every person to be full and have abundance. Couple beats tough odds after wife saves husband's life by donating kidney. So this is coming off of Atlanta Black Star. So I guess it's a Black couple. Would you donate a organ to your spouse? I bet you the 19 years married true royal family is going to say yes. I don't know. I've never been in surgery or anything. It seems like, how could you say no? But it seems really scary. So, but prayers out to them and kudos to her. And what's more loving than that? I don't know. I gave you my kidney. I gave you my kidney. That's something for you. White folks cry foul after professor lists appropriate times to call the police. So I guess the professor is like, look, don't call the police if you see somebody napping in the dorm. Don't call the police if somebody is in, that's my mama. Don't call the police if somebody is, walking down the street and they happen to be Black. Don't call the police if somebody goes to Starbucks and they sit down. Y'all ain't got to call the police for everything. So I really don't think the concept is really that deep. And I guess the whole, white folks crying foul and all of that, I guess that's not really that deep anyway. That's what they do. They act like they're, sometimes when people are out here victimizing, they act like they're the victims. I'm just saying, they project onto you what they doing. So they cry foul. Foul, you're doing me wrong by making this list. It's so awful, because they're foul. That's all I'm saying. Interview Haitian American YouTuber. She is royalty, alias Adash. Adassa, Adassah. Wherever you can find soil, there's a potential for food. Not a single person anywhere on the planet should be starving. Starvation is a man-made agency. I was looking at somebody's lawn today, and it was just like awesome. It was amazing to me because it's such a big lawn. They had started pulling out the dandelions, which are actually, a very nutritious source of food. They probably pulling out the purslane and other stuff, that's good to eat in there. And then I'm just thinking about, there a while ago on Facebook, they had this whole conversation, or there's probably still a group, but I came across it. It was new for me, like food, not lawns. And how, how much resources, like the time that we devote to keeping the lawns. And then you have to go out and buy a lawnmower or pay somebody to mow your lawn. Then you got to get the oil or the gas or the and/or gas or whatever to mow the lawn. Then you got to spend the time to do that. Then you got to get the weed and seed, or the seed and the weed or whatever. You got to kill the weeds. And for what? To look at the green? Like, why? Like, it's just like, I just think that marketing is just like really sometimes like, it's like, wow. How do we buy into this concept? Like, it just seems really foolish. It didn't seem foolish to me a couple years ago. Hey, the underrated darkness. It didn't seem foolish to me a few years ago, but now it just seems really, really crazy. Like, this is cuckoo crazy to me. Like, yeah, yeah. And I've seen, like, for a while, I used to just watch video after video after video of people who on like 2 square feet, they was like producing like food for 80 million. I exaggerate, but I'm just saying, it's like, it was just like, now that's a beautiful sight. And like, you putting your energy and time into something that could feed you or be medicine for you, instead of putting your chemicals and your energy and your money and your time onto it's not good for us. We got to see through the veil. Manicured lawns make no practical sense. Nature does. So I never heard of this Haitian YouTuber. She is royalty. I'm like, oh. And I told y'all Haiti is my new favorite country, right? So I want to check out She's Royalty. I'm not really part of like any, I didn't know that. I don't know. I think I have one Haitian YouTuber who I subscribe to, but they must not be active because I haven't seen anything come across my suggested videos. But maybe I have to, I don't know how they be changing the algorithm so quick. I don't know what's going on. And alias Adassah. So I can't recommend her or not, but Creolicious, the Haitian American blog that I subscribe to, because I guess when I subscribed a year or two ago, I was like, let me try to learn more about Haiti. Now that I've started learning a bit more, I'm like, I love Haiti. They gonna kill me, Mom. Suspects arrested in they gonna kill me, Mom. Suspects arrested in connection with pregnant woman's murder. Oh, I thought this was referring to an article where a child called into the police and said they gonna kill my mom. That's why I hesitated when I read it, like I must be misreading it. But maybe this is a whole different article. This is coming off of Atlanta Black Star. A pregnant woman's murder. I don't know if the child survived or not. So, prayers out to the mother or mother-to-be who made her transition, if the child made their transition, or if the child didn't make their transition and now they're a child in the world without a mother. Prayers out to that child, as they grow and develop, because that's intense. Some of us are motherless children, but that's intense, so we got to support and send love. So I don't know sort of what the story is, but suspects, plural, were arrested in connection with that murder. Starbucks, dang, didn't we have another name? They was coming up with some good ones on whose live was I just on? Y'all know, our military man. But somebody was like awful Laos, waffle. Anyway, yeah, but I left with awful Laos. Awful, but didn't we have something for Starbucks? Starbucks will now have open door bath captain. Yeah, I was just on captain. Starbucks will now have open door policy, bathroom policy after backlash over Black men's arrest in Philadelphia. They can keep their doors closed. I don't want to use their old stinking butt bathrooms. I got the middle finger up for Starbucks. Y'all just can't see. Y'all just saw the tip. F for Starbucks. Kenya's Burst Patel Dam was built illegally. So I guess there was a dam in Kenya on someone's private land. They probably trying to like manage the water so that it nourishes what they trying to grow. And, it might, I guess they saying it's not legal. And so it's burst, and that's what's going on, say the BBC. Oh, look, the headline, I didn't read the article. A white North Carolina high school student says BLM, as in Black Lives Matter, mural is offensive. So he destroyed it. You know how many offensive things I come across in a day that I don't destroy? India rape. We were talking about when you were in India, did you experience the misogyny that we're hearing about in the news? And I said no. And then here we go again. India rape, third teenager attacked and burned in a week. So, again, I remember us talking, maybe the second one, I assumed it was the first one. Because we did have a conversation about the first young woman, and now it's the third in a week. So I done missed the second one. I'm like, third. So again, prayers out to, those young women and their families and their communities as transitions are made. And what in the hell is going on in India, in the world? What's going on? So prayers out to all of us that we can treat each other like humans and with dignity and kindness and respect. We can't be out here raping and burning people. Oh, hey, conscious of genocide. I said consciousness the other day. Yeah, Doran. Is it Doran or Doran? Father and daughter graduate from Temple University together. I like the idea of studying as a family. I like the idea of studying with sisters and brothers and cousins and fathers and mothers and all of that. I like the idea. And I like the idea of studying. I like the idea of learning new things and being exposed to new things and developing and growing mentally and in other ways. But and I don't know if they studied together, how they helped each other, supported each other, but I think it's beautiful. I don't know much about Temple. That's in Philly, right? I don't know much about Temple, but it's a known place. So we gonna give them 12 claps for the 14 claps for the father and daughter graduating. Citing cultural norms, Milwaukee senator citing. Let me say this. It's Friday. Hey, what's up, Rowdy Chica? Oh, thank you, Rowdy Chica and Bonafide 1970 for being here as mods. I appreciate you. Thank you. Because there might be things going on behind the scenes that I don't even know and I don't even have to think about. I don't know if it's stressful for you or not. Because I take my moderation duties very seriously. I feel like I have to welcome people to the chat. I feel like I have to say goodbye to them. I feel like I have to read the comments. I'm like, should I delete it? Should I? But I don't think my chat is as active as some of the other ones. Citing cultural norms. The American culture and the norms of this culture. Citing cultural norms. Milwaukee, I'm good, Rowdy Chica. How are you? How was your week? How was school? Milwaukee senator defends use of racial slur in argument with black bank teller. He like, shoot, it's just normal for me. It's the culture. It's the norm of the culture to call her N-I-G-G. I don't know what he called her. I don't know what the racial. Like, it's the culture. It's America. This is what we do. We've been doing this since before it was a country. What do you mean? There's a problem with it. This is who we are. God bless America. That's what he's saying. And actually, quiet as it's kept, it is the norm of this mainstream culture to treat black and brown folks in a certain way. And that way is not respectful or kind or with dignity. So, yeah. I feel like just come on out and say it. Come on out and be who you are. Don't lie. Say, yeah, I did it, because that's the cultural norm. Read outrageous resignation letter from police officer who defends. Yes, we are not respected at all. Well, I respect you, Rowdy Chica. I respect your hustle as a student. I respect you as a moderator. I respect you as like a valuable member of my YouTube community. You make my life good. I respect us. I respect you. I respect us. You respect us, because you count. What you say counts. Read outrageous resignation letter from police officer who defends cursing and dragging grandmother from car. So this is a story, I guess it's broken today, because I see it on the headline on my news feed. I really don't know what's going on. The woman was 60 or 65 years old. She said, yay, respect yourself. Let's respect ourselves. I respect myself. I'm working on it. I want to respect myself more. She said, I think somewhere I saw where she was like, she was shocked that it would happen. I think some of us, even though we see things happening around us, in our head, we think, oh, well, he shouldn't have done that. Or if she hadn't have done that, it wouldn't have happened. Or, it's like if you hear about somebody being raped, you're like, oh, well, I saw somebody, this child, one of these love and hip hop kids, young people, the girl from Detroit, Tierra Marie. The woman from Detroit, she ain't a girl. This child, she probably 30, 40 years old. But she had the butt implants, and she was like trying to be with Ray J, and he kind of like rejected her on TV. It's not funny, because it was I felt kind of embarrassed for how it all went down. But there's been this sex tape that's been released on her. I don't even know how I got on that. Or somebody released a sex tape on her, and somehow it was related to whatever I was talking about, but I don't forgot now. I don't know if he was talking about because I was the only one talking, but it was connected. When I play it back, if I play it back, I'll be like, oh, what I was trying to say is what had happened. But anyway, you saw the tape, girl. I ain't never seen none of these tapes. But it was something. It was somehow related to probably not respect. The N-word was loose. Oh, what I was saying is, somebody was saying, somebody was like, I'm so sick of her. She's too old to be that dumb. It's her fault. She should have never let a man tape her. And it was like a really intense, kind of attack of her. And it was just this small little quiet voice that was like, but she didn't release the tape. Somebody that she trusted, made the tape. Now it's true that, I can't say that it's true, because I feel like we have all, if we're honest, had have learned to be better judges of character by having bad experiences dealing with people. You deal with people and you learn how to deal with people. But I did, it was kind of like I was all like, yeah, that fool, why she let him tape her? She should never. And then she let him come on her face, and she, it was like, oh my God. And then the person said that, or I read that, and I was like, you just get into this attack mode of like respectable, like, if you, address the police properly, you won't have any problems. If you have your driver's license on the dashboard, you won't have any problems. If you put your pants up, you won't have any problems. If your skirt is long enough, you won't have any problems. If you don't show any boobage, you won't have any problems. But the problems are not you. The problems are them, and you can't control them. But it's like we get into this. So this 60-year-old, 65-year-old, I don't remember how old she was. When I saw the headline where she was saying that she was surprised that this could happen to her, I guess even though she saw the videos of it happening to other people, maybe in her head, as we sometimes do, and maybe for protection's sake, we're like, oh, that would never happen to me because, I always drive the speed limit, or that would never happen to me because my tail lights are never out, or that would never happen to me because I always signal before I turn, So I'm sorry, that, she had to have that experience. And I guess the really quiet as it's kept, whether you know that this stuff can happen or you don't know that the stuff can happen to you, does either piece of information insulate you from the experience? It's not like they're not going to beat you because it could happen to you. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, and is there anything that you can do to prepare for being violated? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No, you're right on time. Welcome, Brother Iapo. Florida police officer races to save unresponsive baby. So this was interesting to me because I think of police officers or people who are like, in public service, like, the fire people, they get trained as EMS or whatever. Like, I think they're all trained to like perform emergency services. And so I think it's kind of odd to report on someone doing their job. And like, so I just feel like that's like propaganda. Like, a police officer saved the baby. Oh, the police officers are so good. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad the baby, if they help the baby, that's cool. Hey, Rod, if they help the baby, that's cool. But I just feel like there's some propaganda. If we think and feel as a collective, we should recognize that it's happening to us. Yeah. Yeah. I think that sometimes because we do experience it as happening to us, that's when we put the shields up. Like, well, it can't happen to me. Or if he had done this to us, it can happen to us, so you be like, it can't happen to me because when I leave this party, I'm calling campus security to walk me back to the dorm. Ain't nobody gonna rape me. I'm not gonna be, like I don't know how to explain it, but I think that there is on some level a consciousness of the fact that, there before the grace of God goes me. Like, that could be me. That could be my son, my brother, my husband, my friend, my nephew, my my cousin. That could be my people. That is my people, Emily B supports Fabulous. Oh, look, that's so funny. They have Fabulous spelled Fabulous. And I think it's really funny because there's some people. Excuse me for one moment. I guess someone is at the door. I've got to go. Oh. There's some white man at the door I don't know. So if something happens, call the police. I'm like, I'm thinking, here come Bella. Emily. Oh my God, run. I know, run, go get my gun. I gotta go all the way up to the third floor. I'll be like, hold on 1 second. And then hold still. I just go on and tell them to go away. But I feel like I ain't tell you to come here, so why I gotta tell you to go away? Emily B supports Fabulous at court appearance for beating her up and threatening her life. I think I heard today that they were getting married. And I guess he's marrying her. She's been wanting to marry him for like 29 million years, I guess. But I guess since he's there, I think there were pictures of him having knocked her teeth out or something. And I was kind of like, bite his leg. The door is closed. She just barking through the door. But it is like all glass and stuff. She can see him. He can see her. He can probably hear me because it's not that far along. Hey, Sonia C's. I didn't see you come in. So, I was kind of like, well, what's his motivation, Latin chick? What's his motivation? Why they getting married now? He ain't want to marry her before. He ain't want to claim her before. And I'm like, oh, because now I see this headline. I'm like, oh, because she's showing up at court being like, oh, he didn't hit me. Like all of that stuff makes me so tired. I just feel for any of us who, I just feel it don't make, I don't like that situation. I don't like that situation. I don't like any, a lot of us have an idea about our value and our worth. That's not in accordance with, the reality. And we just accept all kinds of mess and confusion and bull. And I don't like it. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can't, we each have to walk our own path, and we each have to get clarity in our own way about what our value and our worth is and move in that. And, and we move more and more into that space. But it's always sad to me to see, And then like who are you as a person when you hitting, you know, like it's just like the whole situation is sad. But what was interesting to me, aside from that whole thing, is fabulous. I think he says fabulous because he spells it Fabolous, which is not the traditional spelling of fabulous. But I noticed a lot of people call me fabulous. And when I started doing the work, I didn't know about when I started with my business name. I didn't really know that there was a rapper out here called Fabulous. And it's like, I don't want to say it's haunted me because I think, you know, our demographics are not exactly the same. But, you know, sometimes there's overlap and people are like, how do you spell fabulous? And I'm like, Fabulous. Survivor. I don't want to live here anymore. I don't know what that headline is. But I know when you have a bad experience, when I've had a bad experience, I don't want to go be at that place no more. Lyft faces another class action lawsuit over driver pay. So they're saying they paying their, you know, offering different stuff to different people or something. I don't really know. Does anybody drive Lyft and Uber? Do you like it? Do you feel like it's good money? Is it worth it? When I was in Atlanta, that's the only time I've been in a Lyft. The young woman who took us around, and y'all know I'm chatty, so you know, she was a filmmaker and a writer, and she loved driving for Lyft. And I like my cousin who arranged, you know, she's like, I can't pick you up at the airport, but I'm going to send a car for you. But not like a fancy car, like an Uber or Lyft. Everybody gets cars now. But and she sent us a picture of the woman. And I was like, oh, so we knew who we were looking for. So when the people pull up, when the killer pull up, like, your driver get in the car, you'd be like, no, you not. I got a picture right here. And she was a black woman. So I don't know if she went out of her way to find a black woman. I don't know if it's more common in Atlanta. You know, I don't know. But she loved her. I think it was Lyft. She loved her. She loved it. She loved it. Dangerous Rihanna fan broke into her home to rape her, not to have sex with her, as some media report. So I guess the media are out here reporting that the man broke into her house to have sex with her. So the Griot is correcting the record. No, he did not break into her house to have sex with her. You do not break into somebody's house to have sex with them. If you break into somebody's house, you're trying to rape them. Uber had me sliding all over the place to go to my destination. So anyway, I didn't know that had happened, you know, to her. That young woman has so much charisma to me. It's something about her. You know, it's a couple of them out there that it's just like, and what I really liked about her, especially like about 5 or 10 years ago when she seemed wilder, is that I feel like she really didn't give a care. She didn't give a care. She's like, I'm gonna do what the F I want to do, and what? He claimed it would be consensual sex in the end. Oh, like she gonna like it so much. He crazy. But I like a person who's like, this is who I am, and what? And, you know, so I don't know. I just always enjoyed that about her. She seemed like that kind of young woman. 65-year-old Georgia woman violently dragged from her car during traffic stop. Quote, I didn't expect that in America. So we talked about her already. So did we say prayers out to her and to all of us? Because, yeah, we were all assaulted, and it's just story after story, situation after situation. But the assaults cannot diminish us. Ooh, today, the place where I was at, you know, it was like I had to like work really, really hard. Like I was like watching my mouth. Like I can't see my mouth, but I was like, shut up. You know, like I was just like ready to, but I put on my music and I said my affirmations and I prayed because I'm like, I'm just not here. I'm not here for it. And, you know, I don't know. It was intense, though. I'm like, the hateration. The hateration, you can't dim the shine, though. And I'm not bringing it down. We not bringing it down. We too fabulous to bring it down. Oh, turn down for what? Remember that song? That was like all the rage a minute ago. Turn down for what? Cheetahs chase family at safari park. Oh my gosh. I went to, in Canada, they had this African lion safari. And when I was a child, we went to it probably like 2 or 3 times. And they also had like a spa and a sauna there. That was my favorite part. But the second favorite part was when you drive through, you can see like the lions and stuff. I miss getting crunk. You can see, like, like lions, I think it is. And one time, one of the first times we went through, we were like, oh, the lion is yawning. And then we cracked the window and the lion was roaring. It was like, ooh. And then the little monkeys will climb. I told y'all this before. The little monkeys will climb all over the car. And you're not supposed to feed the monkeys, but we would feed them raisins and stuff. Positive thinking is a truly concerted effort when there's so much negative events around this. Yes, it is. It's a practice and it's a discipline, and we have to cultivate it. We have to stay clear about the truth, and we have to stay as much as we can and regain clarity and reconnect with truth and with good and with God. But the monkeys, and we feed them raisins. Feed them raisins, so they like climb all over the car. And then, you know what the monkeys would do? The male monkeys, I guess, would take their little penises out and masturbate. So like as a little child, I'm like, what in the world is going on? But feeding the monkeys was fun, and then I got very confusing with the monkey masturbation. Don't trust no monkey. Yeah, they say that monkeys will turn on you. Right, they giving the whole show with the happy ending. Happy for them, I guess. They like, we love these raisins. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So the cheetahs facing, it sounds like it was the most fun for them. Cheetahs chase family at safari park. So I don't know, we had fun. One monkey don't stop no show. Right. All the monkeys the male monkeys were giving the show. I don't know why the cheetahs were chasing the family. I don't know. I feel like maybe like a year or 2 years ago, there were a whole bunch of articles about the headlines that I would see, like most stuff, like crocodile in Florida, one human don't stop no monkey show. Crocodiles in Florida climbing over people's fences where before they wasn't climbing in, and just being like, hey, I'm in your backyard and what you gonna do? Or, elephants in India just turning against, their owners or whatever. Like it was like all of these stories. Y'all remember that? It was like story. And I was like, the animals are, their consciousness is shifting. It's changing. Something's about to happen. Something's about to go down. That's what I thought 2 or 3 years ago. But then nothing, I don't know. Nothing happened. I was like, I can see it. They steal animals' land. Right. You're constantly encroaching on their land and their lifestyle and making it, it's some humans are very disrespectful. They ain't bullshitting. So I don't know if the cheetahs are like, okay, this is enough. Probably the last time somebody drove through, they was like, if one more daggone car come through here, they gonna get this work. And then the car drove, one more car. They was like, ugh. There's a recipe you use for your joke telling. I'm one day when I have time, I'm going to analyze it. Algorithm. Smithsonian Museum to install Henrietta Lacks portrait. So I never read the book and I didn't see the film, but Henrietta Lacks apparently had a certain type of cell that they harvested some of her cells from her without permission, without the knowledge of her family and without permission. And there's something about her cells that is unusual in that they keep living. And maybe this is common for Black folks. I don't know. The immortal, yeah. So, they harvested, but giraffe chasing a car through the jungle. That was hilarious. Unless she was in the car. I don't want to be fighting with my little dog. Some of y'all have seen Bella. She used to always be in the videos. She won't come over here. She'll just come stand here and look at me. But she used to always be in the videos. Bella about 10 or 12 times. I don't want to fight with Bella. I don't want to be out here fighting. I don't want to fight with nobody. But I don't want to fight with no cheetah, no animal, no giraffe, no monkey. So they're going to install a Henrietta Lacks portrait. Smithsonian Museum. So before the museum opened in Washington, D.C., I don't like giraffes. They're always naked. Don't you like naked things? What's wrong with a naked giraffe? The Smithsonian institute is the one that sponsors or whatever, owns or is in charge. I guess they own the African American, the big museum in Washington, D.C. And before that museum opened, the museum in Detroit was the largest museum of African American history. And it was founded about 50 years ago by Charles Howard Wright, who was a Black doctor in Detroit. And he was passionate about our history and preserving our history and sharing information about our history and who we are with other people. And so before that museum, so ours is still the largest independently owned and independently run African American museum in the country. Telomeres, don't wear down with mitosis. Yeah, I would be curious. A lot of times when they do, when medical research is done, I guess a lot of times we're used in experiments and stuff like that. But also, like, I feel like there's something where, I feel like I would be curious to know, like, I wonder if the immortality of her cells is unusual in Black folks. Were they always harvesting cells from Black folks? Were they harvesting cells from Black? And I mean, how, like, and like, is that unusual? Is that something, like, I think we're the naked and naked. Like up to something like in the trees. Get out of here, bona fide with them big words. I read the book. She was rare. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't have, I just have thoughts. I just have questions because I haven't read it. So they're going to install a Henrietta Lacks portrait. I don't know. I guess I feel a way about the Smithsonian. I did go in New York. I went to the, one of my Puerto Rican girlfriends took me to the, like, they had a Native American museum. I don't know if they still have it, but it was part of the Smithsonian, I don't know, family. I can't remember everything, but I think her cells had the ability to reproduce on their own. So there'll be a portrait at the, since her time contained her cells. I think that they have been using her cells and making money off of them and selling them. And that's the sense that I got. And her family just kind of happened to find out. Who, I don't know who they is. I guess some medical, who were they? The medical establishment, a particular corporation. Okay. So Henrietta Lacks, I guess, rest in peace, mama. These charts show how Americans' TV viewing habits are changing and who's winning and losing because of it. We're not watching less TV, we're watching a little bit more TV, but I think that the point of the conversation is that we're not watching TV on the TV. We're watching TV on other screens, like on our phones, on our tablets. 14-year-old suspect in custody after allegedly shooting a student at a California high school, police say. Around noon, I think I heard it on the news, and I'm like, well, it's just morning in California, basically, but they had the school on lockdown because they had an active shooter at that time. And she shot someone, they're saying. So yeah, I heard that in Columbine, I didn't hear this at the time, or I don't remember hearing it at the time, but remember the boys, men, whatever, in the long black trench coats who came in and did the shooting, that they targeted. I used to hear that the other day. I'm like, really? I don't remember hearing it before. It was that her cells could live outside the body longer than typical cells. See, I think that what I've heard, like, for example, a lot of times when research is done on like heart disease or whatever, sometimes it's done on men and it's different for women. So like when women are having heart attacks, the symptoms are different that we experience than men experience. And so if the research has only been done on men, then you don't really we can't have an accurate conversation, or you might have a conversation with men. And then I'm kind of like, well, if it's done on white people or black, like, I just feel like there are a lot of different variables. It makes me curious, like, what exactly is taken into effect. account, what exactly is taken into account. You know, when statements come out about it's also different for races. So I wonder about the sales, like, you know, I'll have to also age groups. Yeah. Gabourey Sidibe and Gabrielle Union trade stories of racist casting calls, the two Gabbies. Hawaii could see acid rain and boulders falling from the sky, boulders as in big rocks falling from the sky. Here's what the ongoing volcano eruption looks like on the ground. How are boulders falling from the sky? I'm sick of Gabrielle Union. You sick of Gabrielle Union? Dan. Who Dan? Damn. Wait, how always in the, okay, so look, in this movie, Two Can Play That Game, there's this time when, who is that character? Vivica Fox's character says, occupy your damn time. I don't know why, but that line has stayed in my head forever. And there's this line in some movie, I think it's Deliver Us from Evil, where Gabrielle Union says, refrigerator-sized boulder into the air for miles. That is crazy. That sounds very, very, and sick of Vivica too. And then Gabrielle Union had this line in, I think it was Deliver Us from Evil, where she said the baby gonna be born and the baby gonna come out talking about where the liquor at. And I don't know why, because it's really not that funny. But for some reason, I always think, where the liquor at? You know, I don't even drink, but for some reason, what town is the volcano? It's in Hawaii. I don't know what specific city it is, but it seemed like I started hearing city or state or city. I don't know. Well, I guess Hawaii is a state. So a lava flow from the Kilauea. Do you know where that is? On a street in Leilani Estates. Oh, I knew somebody named Leilani. Yeah, so that's the region, or if that, I mean, I'm not familiar with it, so Hawaii, I guess, gives me a sense. Marvel gets its first official Chinese superheroes. It's sort of amazing to me. Now, I have heard and I have seen evidence of this. Like when I've traveled to other places, like in India, and China, Buddha looks different. In India, the Buddha looks like Indian. Wow. The Buddha looks Indian, and in China, the Buddha looks Chinese, and probably in Japan, Buddha looks Japanese. And I don't know if they do the same thing with white Jesus. Like, do they have a Chinese Jesus? Because the Chinese, at least at Columbia, the Chinese, the Christian, what were they called? There was like there was a huge group of Chinese students who seemed very religious, and it seemed like a big group. He's Black in real life, or, you know, based on the region of the world that he's from. But, oh, you mean he's Black in China? Jesus is Black in China? Yeah. So, you know, to me, your gods are supposed to look like you. Buddha himself was from India. Everyone tends to make their deities look like them, which makes sense. That's what I'm trying to say. Not Jesus. Buddha was Black. Oh, okay. So it's sort of amazing to me, the idea that, like, you know, like, for example, in Detroit, when the Shrine of the Black Madonna statue was placed out about 50 years ago, and her face was Black and her hands were Black, and it was just like, oh, and then in the church, you go in, they had Black Jesus, and people were like, oh my gosh, what does this mean? You know, like we were just like we have, like, so affected, or this idea that we've, like, just bought in, like, just so intensely and so passionately to this vision of, you know, the white man as God, the white man as the superhero. I mean, just white man, white man, white man, white man. We buying into that, and the sun is Black. But I mean, it's just like, speaking of propaganda and selling stuff, we were talking about selling something earlier. Was it the same concept? I mean, it's just amazing to me, like how, oh, we were talking about selling, um, the idea of having a lawn and how, it's a whole industry built around that. But like, yeah, selling this idea of like, everything good is white, everything good is a man. It's kind of like, dog, that's intense, And the way that, it's been sold and we've bought, and it seems like throughout the world. But anyway, Marvel has its first Chinese superheroes. Italy, girl 6 calls police for help. He's beating my mom. So black, keeping it. Yeah, they say it's a lot of shrine Black Madonna and Childs in Rome, and it, I mean the original. I mean, theoretically, the original concept is stolen from ISIS, and the people from that from, I guess, what they call from the region they call Egypt now. But anyway, like that's not like an original Christian story. Many people believe that concept is not original to. It's original to to Black people and not in the Christian context, because a lot of people also say that Christianity ain't real to begin with. The best thing I ever heard, I don't know if it's the best thing I ever heard, but one of the things I heard that I was like, oh, that's really, really fascinating, is this idea that Jesus and the 12 disciples represent a person on their spiritual path. They know who they are. Look at the artifacts and ancient statues that had their noses and lips chopped off, right? But you can't hide our brilliance and our magnificence. Hateration, the hateration. You can't dim us. They can't dim us down. But oh, I forgot. Dang. Anyway, yeah, I forgot. Okay, so the man is beating her mom. So the child is calling the police. That just seems like so intense for a 6-year-old to be in a situation where someone is beating your mother. I mean, I know, like, even to me now, it's like my mother is like, she is a human being, but she's like, that's my mother. And like at 6, it was like your mother is, my mother was like, wow. And like this, to have to be in a situation where someone is hurting your mother and then you're calling the police. I mean, that line was just, that, he's beating my mom. It was just like, oh my gosh. It's just, yeah. Indian woman beaten to death over child abduction rumors. You did the same thing at that age twice. I missed it. So there was, some children had been being abducted. I guess, they decide there was some rumor that, Angela abducted the children. So they beat the woman, Angela, to death because they heard I was abducting the children. So, I don't know if she was abducting the children or not. It's not like the criminal justice system here is like fair and, impartial. But, I feel like, I don't know if you have more of a chance if you go through like a jury and a judge and, but I feel like if somebody just shoots you on, if somebody just beats you down because they heard a rumor, you really don't, I don't know. So, I don't know. But I guess that shows why. Yeah, that's intense. That's intense. Like my heart goes out, like, yeah. Yeah. Mm. Himashu Roy, top India policeman, kills himself. I don't know who Himashu Roy is. I guess he's the top Indian policeman. So I I I guess I don't know if anybody is a fan of people killing themselves. I guess that's like an expression now, go kill yourself. But, is anybody a fan? I'm like, I'm not a fan of people killing themselves, but then I'm like, I guess nobody is. But I don't know what the situation is. I feel like life is really precious and valuable. Sometimes I am a fan of people killing themselves. People. Yeah, I guess there's some people who I kind of feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it would feel in my heart if some people, if I was like, I wish they'd kill themselves, and then they kill themselves. I'd be like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'd be like, they got what they deserve. Yeah, child rapists can't be helped because that stuff is hardwired. I think that pedophilia is hardwired. I think, like, our sexual tendencies are hardwired for the most part, and you can't unwire them. Now, alcoholism on the other side, I think that, some people can get assistance with it. And, you know, it does, it seems to alter some people's personalities and lives a lot, I know a lot of people are like, I guess my experience with people dealing with alcohol is way more like upsetting. Other than like being around people who were high, I don't smoke, but being around people who were high, who are silly or think they're really, really deep, it's like they're a little annoying, but not like people who are drunk. It's an agitator though. Like, I like people who are like high on weed. Now, if I've been around people on other drugs, I don't know, but alcohol seems like, a whole different thing. Juno Diaz, who I'm not familiar with, but we've been seeing him in the more likely to fight with alcohol. That's probably why I was never a drinker. I might have a glass of wine once every 1 or 2 years. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I remember I tried to I've tried a couple of times. Hey, I'm about due. I tried a couple of times, but it don't taste good to me. Juno is a Dominican, Diaz. So he's been, Pulitzer to review misconduct claims against U.S. author. So I guess he's being accused of sexually assaulting someone. Now, I think this whole Me Too thing and this whole conversation, I think there's like a bigger, I think that there's like a bigger conversation here. I think that there is a way in which this society and maybe other societies as well devalue the feelings and the worth of some people and, place other people's feelings above and beyond. So like, if I feel like I want to F you, then I'm going to do what I feel like I want to do. And I don't care how you feel. If I feel like I want to shoot you, then that's what I'm going to do. Whatever it is that I feel that I want to do, if you're at the top of the hierarchy, I can, because you're at the bottom of the hierarchy. Yeah, me too. And so I feel like this whole thing of, I think there are like different power dynamics in relationships that we don't always acknowledge, but that have a big impact on, the decisions that people make and how they make their decisions. Like, I was listening to this one woman and she was like, her boss would have her sit on his lap so that he could feel her diaphragm to see if she was enunciating and breathing properly. And she felt like it was inappropriate, but she felt like she didn't really know what to do. Like, if she said something, like, who was she going to say something to? Because he was the boss. And like, it just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen, I feel like that may or may not be true. I don't know, but I feel like I personally, and I think that the reason that I personally have had great relationships, like, for example, the way with men and with the men in my life is because of my mother. Like, the way, even when my parents were divorced, I have never heard my mother say anything negative about my father. I did have my father say something negative about my mother. He said, dang, he said he used some word to describe my mother, and I didn't know what the word meant. And so I asked my mother, what does that word mean? And she said, oh, it means so-and-so. Where'd you hear that from? And I told her. And so I feel like that was rude, but I feel like I was never in a situation where I heard like a lot of negative things about, I just wasn't raised in that way. So that hasn't been my experience, because I feel like it's because I wasn't raised in that way, because I feel like so many women, and I think also, and I'm talking about Black women and Black men, like, I feel like we have so much, we have so many issues with each other, and there's like I think that there is a lot of pain and a lot of like dysfunction in our relationships. That's what I think. Not, and I can't speak, I can't say that personally about me, but listening to other people, right. I mean, your mother might have a viable and valid, reason. Sometimes people are like, I'm angry at men because, like I have, yeah, I mean, but I do feel like there's like a power dynamic that happens. And I feel like sometimes, she was an exceptional woman, and she just made her transition, within the last 2 or 3 years. Sometimes I feel like there's like a power differential. My mother never talked bad about my dad. Hey, family. Yeah. And I like, as an adult, I appreciate it because 2 years ago on the 18th of this month, a good friend of mine, every year for about 2 or 3 years, it would be like at a certain time of the year, it would be like I didn't know it after the fact. I started realizing, wait a second, every year, this time of year, she starts acting a certain way. And then I realized that it was like anniversary for my transition. My mother made her transition. Oh, wow. That's interesting. I told y'all I'm interested in Death Day astrology and the significance of it. I don't know if anybody is studying it. I got distracted. So I wasn't saying nothing anyway. Yeah. And prayers out to all the mamas. So Mama's Day is coming up, Sunday? So we appreciate our mothers and respect our mothers and all of the beauty and love that they have brought into our lives. And shouts out to Mama Africa, our mother. We are not motherless children. We have a home. We have a homeland. Mother's Day is difficult environments, particularly what we're exposed to as children. Right. That's what we have to do. I feel like that's the whole point of relating with one another, to help each other to heal and to grow. If not that, 17 is big in my life. Wow. That's interesting. I don't know. I guess it's like an 8 vibration. I think of 8s with Scorpios, like it can be the lowest of the low and the highest of the high, sort of like the scorpion and the ego and the thing that crawls that stings you. Oh, the scorpion and the ego and the phoenix transformation. That's right. We do have a homeland. We have a mama. So on Mother's Day, let's acknowledge Mama Africa too, because that's our mama. And yeah, just love and appreciation for our mothers who are with us. Whether they've made their transition. Yeah, that's how I feel. I would pick her again and again and again. And that's a blessing. And you have to, it's significant. I think sometimes things are seeded into us and we don't even understand, why. And that's why I feel like, I guess I just feel so much compassion for people, because I feel like sometimes people, they just haven't been, I acknowledge all Black women, the mothers of humanity. Yeah, we used to do a Mothers of Humanity celebration. But see, I feel like that's a piece of the puzzle too. That's a whole other conversation. But, reconciling, like I know it was like me reconciling my relationship with my father was a thing. But it's important, and luckily, at the same time that I was having challenges with him, I had, I've just always been surrounded by a lot of positive male energy. So I didn't get too far. It was just him. It wasn't like all men. I love men. But yeah. Yes. So Mother's Day. And our, mamas are with us. Our people are with us wherever they are. They're with us forever. And when we speak their names and remember them, speak about them and share about them, we keep them, the spirit, the energy, the vibration foremost in our consciousness. And they love for us to call their names. So say her name. What's your mama's name? True Royal. What's your mama's name, Iyapo? I can't remember when my father passed. Wow. You guys have a lot in common. Barbara. Yay, Mama Barbara. We say your name. We love you. We send you love. Thank you. Thank you for the work on True Royal family. Didn't your father design the logo for True Royal Family? Or the logo that's on the t-shirt? All right, Mama Barbara. Oh, my mother's friend Barbara. Oh, okay. Wow, sure. Bertha. Ooh, people called her Bert. Hey, Miss Bertha. We send love and sing your praises. Yay. B and B. That's another similarity. Bertha and Barbara. Those names kind of sound the same in a way. Let there be light. Close my things, so I got to loop back and try to find what story I was on, what I was rambling about. It's the only thing that keeps me a little bit sort of focused. Are you typing? I love your energy. Oh, thank you. I love your energy. Look, I keep looking up for bona fide. My tablet will only let me type so long, and it'll to my mother Odell. She is with the ancestors now. All right, Odell, Bert, Barbara, Odell. It seems like I have an Odell in my family. It must be one of the cousins because I can't think of who it is. Yes, Mama Odell, we say your name. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you. We value you. Oh. Okay, I think we're back. So I guess I feel like wow, every break she has ever gotten in life came from a Black man. That's beautiful. And that's important to acknowledge, and I think it's important to hear too. I was listening to, is it Joe Madison? Sorry for your loss. Y'all have powerful ancestors on the other side who love you dearly and know you intimately, and whose bodies you have been in. You can't say that about many ancestors. Joe Madison, I think, is the man who has the radio show. I can't remember what he was talking about. Oh, well, I think it might have been Armstrong Williams. I don't know who it was. But anyway, somebody got on the show and they were like, oh, nobody wants to live in the Black community. Black people move out of the Black community because Black people are dangerous and Black people will hurt you and you want to live in a better place. And so, some foolishness, the person, I don't know. But then somebody called in and they were like, I live in the Black community. I love Black people. I have my business in the Black community. I ain't never had nobody steal nothing from me or get robbed. My father was my master teacher. Did you say he was an astrologer? I think you might have told me. I think that's what I'm thinking now. I love to hear my brother imitate. Okay. Yeah. My first major astrology teacher, a man, and then his wife ended up, she was a whole different type of astrology teacher, but I ended up studying with both of them. Ed, he's blind, and he was a good teacher. He has a really good heart. Yeah, it's good to hear good things about you and your kind, you and yourself, your community, your people, yourself. Soak it in, because it's true. Okay. Record $120 million fine for nuisance robocalls. So I don't know if y'all get them. Usually, I don't answer if I don't know if the number's not programmed in my phone. I figure they can leave a message, and my husband is like, "That could be money. That could be somebody call. They can leave an order." I don't want to be bothered with people I don't know. So by the time I get the robocalls, a lot of times I'll get these messages. If Black people weren't spectacular, so much effort would not be put into keeping us down. You can't keep us down. We all the way up. Today is rap day. These are rap songs, right? Turn down for what? We all the way up. Turn down for what? We all the way up. It's Rap Appreciation Day. So by the time I get the robocalls, it's like it'll be a message on my answering machine, and it'll be like, then you have a message in the beep, and then it'll be like 63978, and it's like a computer talking. I'll see you on the next video. I really enjoy this. If you're still on, I'll be back. Peace. And you can pick up. You're in at an hour and 10 minutes. You can come back and listen to the rest. Sometimes I do that with lives if I have to go or if I come late. But I know most people, if they don't catch it live, they be like, I hope you're preparing something wholesome and wonderful and fabulous for you and your family. Nourishing. So $120 million fine for the robocalls. Who getting the money? DR Congo Kasai crisis, 400,000 children face starvation. We talked about that earlier. Japan's single women burden on the state, MP says. MP, not military police. Minister Prime, what's an MP? I don't know, but he's probably like the head of state or something. I don't know. Or maybe he's not. Maybe he's just a senator or something. Child, you still live? It's been, most of my lives are about an hour and 20 minutes these days. Is you live? Is you live? So why the single women a burden? Because they ain't got no husbands. They ain't worth nothing without a husband. I don't know what they talk about. Margaret River deaths. 7 people found dead in Western Australia. So this was like some children, like it seemed like a family or something. I don't know what oh, that's All the Way Up. Isn't it a song that's All the Way Up? 7 people. So I don't know what the situation is with the people, but yeah, we all the way alive. I don't know what the situation is with the people, why they're dead, what they think the theory is, but it seems like it was like children, like 4 children and 3 adults, or 3 children and 4 adults or something like that. So, I guess prayers out. I don't know how long ago they made their transition. If it's like some serial killer types, I don't know. So prayers out, to the family and the community. I know one time there was like, and they were working on a house here, and they found some bones, and they thought it was like people, like down the street. And like, on my walk, I like look over at the house, like, oh my gosh, somebody died there. But it turns out it was a dog, which I don't know if that's, I guess it's a dog and not a person, but still, I wasn't like, yay, it's a dog. I was like, oh, but we all got to die. So, I don't know. But when I thought, I was like, a person's, but like, why? What happened? Like, why is the body in the house? What went on in the house? Like, it was kind of like, so I don't know if that's how that community feels, finding out. Ex-UK PM launches Global Schools Fund. I don't know nothing about that. Crowd at Indiana rally cheers when Trump suggests he deserves an extension on his presidency beyond 2 terms. Noura Hussein sentenced to death in Sudan for killing rapist husband. So she said, I think I mean from the headline she say you know he was raping her. Now I guess some people feel that if you're married to someone, like I guess if you're a man married to a woman, you can't rape her. I don't know. You know, because you're married, like rape and marriage, I guess don't go together in some people's minds. So I don't know who Noura Hussein is, why her name is in the headline. He's talking dictatorship. He's been talking that since before I'm just like, this whole situation is very confusing to me because I don't think nothing about Reagan, Obama, ain't none of them boo-boo to me. I mean, I ain't never been like, oh, they were just great, they're wonderful or anything. That's not how, but I'm just like, is this different or is this just, it just looked, I don't, and I did not think he would be here for a year. And I don't know. I mean, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. They all a joke. And it's kind of like, I guess, like, for example, I think about like people being enslaved. A lot of times, I don't know why, but that's like my thing, like trash and stuff. Like, you know, if I was enslaved and, you know, the person who owned me, you know, beat me and raped me and made me work from sun up to sundown and then, you know, raped me and then beat me and, you know, starved me to death and tortured me and, you know, they already stealing my labor. And then maybe in another situation, you know, where the person before, the captor before, the captor after, maybe, you know, they just raped me every night, but they ain't beat me. They ain't make me work from sun up to sundown. All they did was rape me. Is that better? And I'm owned. Yeah. I don't really know how to think about. I don't know. You know. Yeah. So I don't know if this person, Noura Hussein, yeah. Yeah. And then not at all. He's who he has always been, all the same degradation. He's who he always been. He's never pretended to be anything else. He seems to be surrounded by the same quality of person that we use that term loosely. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, am I like it's very, I don't know. I just pray for clarity and insight. Just help me to understand, God, because I don't know. And I try not to pay too much attention, but I still pay way too much attention. That's why I don't even talk. I try not to even talk any politics here. So I don't know who Noura Hussein is. Like, they have her name in the headline, like we know her. I don't know who she is. But she's been sentenced to death. He's got the rest of the world really freaked out. In the Sudan for killing. God allowed him to teach us a lesson. So do you believe that God allowed slavery to teach us a lesson? See, I feel like it's a lot of things I just don't understand, you know. I seen Trump in hell. That's because he's in hell right now. Haven't you look at him? You can see he's in hell. Listen to him. He's in hell. I don't believe that. Yeah, I feel like there's a whole philosophical, conversation that could be had. But woman burst into tears after being confronted about calling the cops on black family barbecuing at the park. Oh my God, there's a black family barbecuing at the park. 911! They over there, they barbecuing at the park. You got the face. Okay. And she burst into tears. Because it's just so hard for her. Black Navy vet tries to explain to his kids why the flames trying to escape. Oh, that heifer. Black Navy, and I definitely believe, I feel like you can, some people are, I remember when I was in New York, when I was first there, Dinkins, I don't know if Giuliani came right after Dinkins, but it was like Dinkins, and they're like, Dinkins spent money on a headboard, or it was something like, I don't know what it was, it just seemed like they was attacking the man because he was black to me, but I don't know. But and then it was like when Giuliani was running, it was like, I remember the first time I saw him, I'm like, he looks like the devil. He looks evil. He looks, what's wrong with him? And other people were like, what do you mean? And I'm like, and I just thought it was like, I'm like, can't y'all, he look. And like all these years later, I see him again, and I'm like, I always thought he was like evil. Like he seemed like, I didn't really, but it was like the first time I saw him, I'm like, he's something. He not right, And it's like, I feel like some people you vibe with them, and it's like it just seemed like they already in hell. I believe in that. Dinkins came after Koch and Giuliani was after Dinkins. So I came with Dinkins. I think when I came, it happened in Oakland. What happened in Oakland? The sweet revenge is the black community turned it. Oh, the barbecue. Oh, I liked Oakland when I visited. The sweet revenge is that the black community turned out. Turned out where? Crying white women. I know. I mean, that is like they first. I don't know if that's their first, but I mean, I was listening to, I don't know if it, Auntie's Advice, and she was talking about this show, 90 Day Fiance, which I think I'm going to review. But she was like talking, there's this one white woman, and she was like, like, because she did cry a lot, and it was like that fake annoying, like nobody feels bad for you. I mean, I did feel bad for her in a way, but not that bad. You could just cut out all. I just feel, looking at her, I just felt bad for her. But all that fake crying. We invented the barbecue, damn it. It is our women who suffered, were raped, beaten, humiliated, and it's the white women who's always crying. Right, it's the projection. Oh no, that's the opposite of projection. Like they victimizing, but they acting like they victims. They like out here attacking people. You hurt my hand. You hurt my hand. My hand. My hand. Black people. What about those black people? Aren't those black people something special? She waited 2 hours for the cops. They never came. Oh, that's what happened. I'm sure she cried. She might not have cried in public, but I bet you she cried. And she has a little girl. I bet you she cries thinking about, what she's going to face in the world, what she's going to be exposed to. I bet you it breaks her heart. Yeah, and even if she cried in public, I mean, god daggone, it's like, I don't know. I feel like crying is actually like a normal, even though there is like, just like you drink water, it's going to come out your body. Just like you inhale, you're going to exhale. You eat food, you know, it's like like crying is a normal human. And when you're, you know, you can take and take and take, but there's, you know, it's normal to. Now, sometimes we don't cry, and you see us, she cried when the cops finally showed up, the woman in Oakland. Sometimes we don't cry, and that's, you know, and I think it's reflected, you know, as a community in our health. You know, I think we hold, you know, the pain in different parts of our body. Phony, phony, phony. That, yeah. 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 Look, I got double chin. That's why I'm crying. Cry me a river. Is that a song? That's not a rap song. It's only rap songs today. I can't think. I don't know enough about rap to. But when I listen to the throwback, I know some of them songs. I know a lot of those songs because that's when I was in high school. I just thought of something. Our women don't cry, but our men been crying up a storm lately. 50 Cent, Van Jones, etc. Has 50 Cent been crying? Now I don't know, Van Jones. Okay, Black Navy vet tries to explain to his kids why 4 white bouncers attacked him without cause. So how do you explain that? How do you explain that? It's like the things that our children, you know, that we have to explain to our children. You don't say anything to them. When they ask you, what happened, mommy? Why did that happen, daddy? What do you say? You don't explain them, you just tell them. And Tyrese, cry Reese. Now I don't know. I can't die. I'm definitely not a doctor. I haven't seen him. I can't diagnose him. Yeah. You don't explain. As inflation devastates Venezuela, artists make purses and paintings out of bills. There's a black man barbecuing. Or she cried because the cops took so long to come. Oh, she cried because they didn't come. I don't care. So, you know, artwork with bills, but the bills, I guess you might as well, they like paper for what they worth. You might as well. Local leader threatens R. Kelly protest in North Carolina. I guess in the smoke coming in my yard. I can't breathe. So I guess he said if R. Kelly come, I was just kind of, yeah. It's like it seems to me like it's all of a sudden. I don't know if it's because maybe about 2 or 3 months ago there was like I saw the interview with the young woman and people were like, you could see somebody in the background directing her or somebody in the lens or something. I could never see it, but I didn't study it, so I don't know. But she was like, well, I'm with R. Kelly because I want to be with R. Kelly, and my mama and my daddy are saying that I'm a captive, but they basically sold me to them, so I'm here, I'm happy. What? I'm not a captive. So I'm like, is that like, it seemed like it's just there's a black woman sleeping on the dorm lounge. So I don't know. It seemed like it's just all of a sudden, like, how long ago, like Aaliyah died. Like Aaliyah did, what was that vampire movie that Aaliyah, that was like when I was in high school. That's like 80 years ago. And he was married to that child when she was a child. I don't understand. We protested that. But anyway, that's what's going on. I heard you making. I saw you making your pig joke on the on Caps Live. There's two black men sitting in the coffee shop. I guess it's because, like, when you see people living, like, they out here playing golf, they out here at the coffee shop, they out here barbecuing, they, you know, at the, you know, we just out here living. And some people just, I don't know, they just want us to be just broke down and miserable, but we just, I don't know. I mean, we can be happier. We can be more spectacular. We can be more fabulous. The women, not the men. But, okay, let me shut up because it's an hour. Let me shut up. After police detainment over Airbnb checkout, Denisha Prendergast speaks out. What happened to us is an indignity. So, I don't know, black man praying in the park. Oh, my God, true story. They don't like to see us enjoy each other's company. They don't like to see us standing, you know, with our head up. The black girl's hair is too big. They don't like to see us, and, you know, you cover your hair up, then you wrap it and it'd be all cute. They'd be mad at that. Waiting in the mall to pick up his daughter. It's like, what? I don't know. But what about those black people? So at our at Airbnb, I think it was like some 3 black people and a white person. I'm not really clear because I think I heard on the radio that there was a white person there, but they called the police on the black people and said they was robbing the Airbnb. I don't know. But anyway, you know, same shit, same stuff, different day. SSDD, or what was it, Scorpion. It's just them. I guess that's just, you know, calling the police, you know, I don't know. Africa's Weekend Pictures. Oh, there was a beautiful image in there. It was this woman, she was like all like, even Bob Marley's granddaughter couldn't leave her Airbnb without the cops getting called. Maybe it's her. I can't go into the sun. Why can't I enjoy the sun? Dang, I gotta get to the ocean. I used to love when I would come back, like for a while I had this tradition of, like, you know, spending some time in the winter in the sun. And then, you know, for like months after that, like the lines from where you know, where I didn't tan, where, you know, where I got black, you know, I could see, be like, oh yeah, that's when I was in the sun. It was so exciting. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting image. But this. Look at this. Bridal Fashion Week in Nigeria. Look at that image. Look at her neck. Her neck. That line. What? Them feathers? That's a beautiful image. I just think it's beautiful. But anyway, I like to look at pictures. Okay, putting the brakes on China's Bike Mountain. I don't know what that is. Nice. Beautiful. Can these seed balls solve Kenya's deforestation crisis? I wonder what a seed ball is. Is it a seed and then some sort of like, because you know at the wheat what is it called? The feed store? I don't know but you know, the place where you could go and get seeds in down south and all down south. But they had seeds that had like chemical, like it was the seed, and then I guess it was surrounded by fertilizer or something. Is that what a seed ball is? That's what we're putting in Kenya? The 2 black men fist pumping. The North Korean YouTuber pushing for peace. Now, it's a couple of black women, black girls, black young women who are in Korea who I always watch. And I'm like, I can't say I always watch them. But for a minute, when stuff was going on with Korea, I watch them and I'd be like, they're not saying anything about politics. Maybe people in Korea don't talk about politics. Are they nervous? Are they coming home? Are they staying there? What's going on? And there was like, I could never get any sense of anything. So there's a North Korean YouTuber who's pushing for peace. Who knew? Florida high school principal excuses behavior of student firing BB gun and yelling racial slurs. We are imperfect people. Black black people are making fun of us on YouTube. A habarigani. What was the word for today? Nah, I can't remember. Anybody remember habarigani? What was our word for today? What's the news? Our developed country is moving back. Oh, one developed country is moving back to coal. Do you know what happened when I read this article? What the developed country was? I think the country, was it Japan, where Fukushima happened? I'm like, Fukushima. Fukushima. So they like, we done had the nuclear thing. It done exploded, and we gonna go back to coal. We gonna have 800 million coal plants. We ain't effing around with the nuclear plants no more. Could they go forward to solar or something more progressive? I mean, I'm just wondering. I don't know. Maybe it's just not, it's not like in other countries they use wind. There are other ways of getting, they already have a dying population, right? Too little, too late. They can't unring that bell. Yearbook photo of student wearing Confederate flag shirt while holding a gun in cotton field sparks outrage. It's too late. The ocean is dead. So I think there were some important parts. A yearbook photo of a student wearing a Confederate flag shirt while holding a gun in a cotton field. Their race will soon be bred out. Pence calls on Mueller to wrap up this Russia probe. Now you didn't wrap it on up. Wrap it up. Black people went out to enjoy a night at the movies to see Black Panther. So listen, this whole thing, I didn't see the imagery of apparently there was some graduation and people were, you know, when it was time for them to graduate, you know, like Angela Riley, and I'm like, what? You know, and the people are like, get off the stage. So I haven't seen the image, but I heard the footage, but I heard about it. But then somebody in some comments was like, at my school, when it was time for the graduates to march in, they said in my school, it was a party. When it was time for the graduates to march in, they marched into James Brown, we black and we proud, say it loud. And then it was like the whole thing. And I'm like, that's probably how we would naturally do graduation. You know? Because I feel like when I go to graduations, I'm clapping for all of the black children. I'm clapping for all the children. I'm just like, woo, I don't know who they are, but I'm happy. I'm like, yes, woo, you know? So I love to see them dancing and celebrating and partying and enjoying their accomplishment and their achievement. And yeah, I feel, oh, blacks are graduating. And then on this story, I don't know, I missed the whole story because apparently I'm realizing, you know what, there are different, some parts of the YouTube world don't overlap, because I was listening to one of the people who I used to listen to all the time. And I'm like, some of these stories I haven't heard anything about. All this mess, some of this is just mess and confusion, but like this, I would have liked to, I want to, you know, but yeah, but they said that the white schools won't allow Native American graduates to wear a feather in their hair. They were saying that the white students were allowed, like one white student did a backflip, but the black students were, I don't know what they were doing, but they were kicking them off the stage. But I just would love to, whoever was mentioning, they were like, but you know, our school was small, because other people were like, look, you know, when you go to a graduation, it's 8 million people graduating, and oh, you saw it? Oh, I got to check it out. It's 8 million people graduating, and you got to sit through everybody dancing and partying. It's too much. It's too much. I don't know. Probably because of my personality. I love a party. That was crazy. They got wrestled off the stage. It happened in Florida. Everything is messed up for us in that state. A double standard. No, it's not a double standard. It's not that. No. Right. I'm curious to look at the footage because I heard different things. The University of Florida. Oh yeah, that's exactly, yeah. I haven't seen it. Yeah. My little news world be so small, but it seemed like it's so much. Net neutrality dies June 11th. That's one of my friend's birthdays. A young man taking his sister to the prom ends up choked, body slam,
Their little dance didn't take more. Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, like, you know, people are like, look, you know, we got to wrap this up because if you stand there for all the people at graduation, it goes on and on. But, you know, and maybe it's just because it's my personality. I'm like, if they partying, I party it too. Where the party at? Right here at the graduation? Yes. Woo, woo. And when you see a group and they like, yes. And like, I'm all hyped, like, yes. And then when you see the baby and don't nobody say nothing for him, I'll be like, woo! Like, I'm going to say something for you. I don't know who you are, but go ahead, child. So I don't know. I'm curious to see the video. And I really want to see the school where the people just party. Because I think that would be, I think that's probably reflect, you know, just like life. Enthusiasm and, you know, I don't know, like a joyful life. We alive, aren't we? I know it's been an hour and 40 minutes. We live. A young man taking his sister to the prom. That's sweet. I wonder white. I wonder white. That's not white. Dang, some other cute thing somebody said. I just can't think of it. She must have cheated. The girls are winning the competition. We gotta change the rules. Black people have universities and the first people. Yeah, keep your hand right. I want to see it. I'm curious. It's got my attention. Hey, Frank G. It's got my attention peaked. Welcome. So a young man taking his sister to the prom. I don't know why I'm taking his sister to the prom. I like my brother. I like spending time with him. I like when I hear about siblings, you know, spending time with each other, having good relationships. Ends up choked, body slammed by a cop outside of North Carolina Waffle House. Remember, y'all, when I was like, do they have a newsletter or like an email blast or a text chain where, you know, the crazy people are like, okay, this week, you know, attack Black people at the Waffle House. Because it's like, or this, you know, this is attack, you know, this is Waffle House month. Let's wild out at the Waffle House. Because it's like, we ain't heard. Oh. What's going on? What won? What's going on? You know, you understand? I think it's like I don't know what it is, but is it a coincidence? Black people can dance. A bunch of Black people were gathered in one place and none of them got arrested for anything. And they were having fun. Can I just pause for one moment to say that I love Walter Mosley? I'm reading his newest book, and it's a new character. Walter Mosley, like, just really developed some compelling characters. Oh, right. Awful House. Awful Louse. Stay out of the Awful Louse. Who going to Waffle House? Okay. The Awful Louse. All, you know, it's like all of that stuff is on, like, and then it's like the pork juice be in there, and then I don't know, I'd be like, you know, especially when I can see it, I'm like, and then it's white potatoes. That's all Black folks can sing. So, prayers out to the young man. And the sister and the family and the community. New Edition, missing 2 members, heads back out on tour with a surprising new name. I don't know what the name is. Y'all know? I'm going to tell you this. When I saw that New Edition movie, it was probably about a year ago. It hadn't been that long ago, with the little bitty kids and the teen. It was very entertaining, and the music was good, and the little children were out. When I used to skate up and down the street, that's when Candy Girl was out, and I had my Walkman and I listened to Candy Girl. You are my, and I be skating, candy girl. You are my world. Yeah, I think so. That's how I remember it. Is that what happened? Yeah. So anyway, they going out on the road. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go see him in concert though. I don't think. All the black man has to do is look at this woman and she gets pregnant. I was in high school. You were in high school. Oh, here, a yapple. You were in high school. Was it popular, or did it seem like little kids' music, like Candy Girl? That's for little kids. We need to make roller rinks. Oh, you know, whoa! When we do our we should do something in Detroit because they have adult skate. I don't know if they still do it in Northland Roller Rink in Detroit. And when I tell you that those people, those grown people, are in there skating like they're dancing, like they're not on skates. We had the Jackson 5. It is. I love to skate. Now and then it's not just grown people, like it's adult skate, but it's like it's these young men. When I was there were every week, because I used to go every Friday, but every week there would be these young, I call them young boys, they'd be racing around the ring, zoom, 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 you know, because they just doing what little boys do, but they just shoot, 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 and then it would be like the 70-year-old, they'd be dancing and crossing, and then it would be like the people who were, I think so. Y'all might make me go to what's tonight, Friday? It's probably like, I haven't been in years, but I used to love, that was probably 10 or 15 years ago. I used to love adult skate. I can't roller skate. I only ride a rail, but I don't know if I'm allowed to anymore. A rail? What's a rail? What the hell is a rail? Let me get off this. I'm gonna get to a skateboard. Oh, I don't know nothing about. We have a new skate park downtown. Well, last year it was new. It opened last summer when I was doing tours. I went to that meeting. I don't know if I'm. Kenya's Patel dance. Oh, talked about that. Breaking news, Georgia officer caught on video choking former NFL player just fired. Malaysia election. Why did young voters pick a 92-year-old? 92 does seem like rather advanced. I don't know what the average, I guess the average term is probably 5 or 10 years. Maybe their life expectancy is 100. So 92, he's still going to be alive. I don't know. But 92 seems rather advanced in age. At least 41 killed as dam bursts in Kenya, officials say. Oh, is this the dam we were talking about earlier? Wow. So rest in peace. 42 people made their transition? 41 people. Wow. I think this is the dam that was on private property that they say was illegally created. Monica Lewinsky gets apology after event snub over Bill Clinton. So she was invited to the event. I guess they invited her and Bill Clinton. I guess when Bill Clinton said he was coming, they like, you uninvited because he more popular, he more famous, you can't come. So then now they done apologize to her. That is really rude. I just think that's like who does that? Ew, that's not attractive. Outrage after firefighter who spit on black child used Nword at Hooters found not guilty despite eyewitness testimony. Because what would he be guilty of? Doing what they do? That's why he was found out, because that's our nature. That's our country. That's what we do here. Our country. I already went on to the next. And I care. That's why it ended up in my newsfeed, because I thought it was rude. I mean, don't invite her if you don't care, but don't invite her and then uninvite her because somebody better. That's like, hey, you want to go hang out? Okay, cool. So we gonna hang out. Oh, we not gonna hang out because something better came up. Who does that? That's like, so, I don't know. College is dazzled by 8th grade phenom who is already 6'7", 370 pounds, and loves robotics. Robotics. Making robots? Is that what robotics is? Ryan Coogler could be Ryan Coogler. There could be a Women of Wakanda spinoff, and we already can't wait. I think I just got swept up in the social media, frenzy about Black Panther, because I'm like, I don't care, and like now I guess I'm like out from under the spell because I'm like, I don't care. I only saw it once and I didn't see it immediately, but I was like, oh, you're gonna be in South Africa, and now I'm just like, I think I was like under a spell or something. Like, do I care? I don't think I care. I don't care. But that's what I realized when I saw the headline. I was like, next, I don't care. I'm like, well, a minute ago, I was just like, oh, I care so deeply, but not that deeply. Navy vet accuses security at Texas club of hurling racial slurs at him during brutal attack. My whole body is sore. Prayers out to him. Black Yale student blasts dean for inaction after white woman calls police on her for napping in dorm. We don't want to wait for a fatality. And then after the fatality, what they gonna do? The same thing they doing before? After Mike Bivens hinted at strife, maybe that's the name of the New Edition group. New Edition announces they're going on tour under a new name without Johnny Gill and Ralph Tresvant. I used to think Ralph Tresvant was so cute. I don't know why, but I did. Everybody, or I don't know if everybody, but you'd be like, that's the cute one. No, that's the cute one. He's the cute one. I guess they're supposed to be, their thing is like there's somebody for, that's like what these groups are supposed to be like, appeal to different, I don't know, strife. Nicaragua, be on the alert, Black people. The savages are out and running loose. Have they ever been in? I guess they have been in at some point. Debate amid Nicaragua unrest. Was the revolution fulfilled or betrayed? Give it up, New Edition. Did you see that New Edition movie, girl? What you talk about, New Edition? It's so, when you watch, there's this show I used to watch, Unsung. It's so many talented people. I mean, those are just people, but even when you go to like churches or it's like you always just hear like the most talented people. It's so many talented people. And people only be famous for like 2 minutes, not just on alert. Black couple claims racism when denied. Oh, I think I've looped back. American Gods, Sakina Jeffries joined season 2. I liked American Gods. A Pennsylvania teen accidentally brought, a Pennsylvania teen accidentally brought an alcoholic drink to school. Now she could be charged with a misdemeanor. So it was like one of those, like, I guess like a wine cooler, but it was like a tea drink and it had like 5% alcohol. So, the mama bought it at the night at the gas station. She put it down with the juices. The child packed her lunch. She packed it. When she got to school, she thought it tasted weird. Other of her friends were trying it, but she said she didn't think it tastes weird. It's old subtraction, addition, subtraction, addition, subtraction. So I don't know. I don't really know the context. I don't know if this child had a history. Like it seemed extreme to me because the way the story was told in Atlanta Black Star, the impression you got is the child just seemed so innocent, like to me, like, oh, she didn't seem like she was sneaking trying to drink. It was like, I don't know. It seemed like an honest mistake. And so I feel like, well, did she have a habit and a pattern? Like, why was she, they talking about charging the child with a misdemeanor? Okay. And she's a teen, but I think she was teen like 13, like a young teen. Why are adults giving kids criminal records over booze? Right. The school to prison pipeline, the vagina to prison pipeline. Strength training doesn't just build muscle, it also helps to fight depression. A new study. I think all like movement and stuff like I'm in my expert opinion, movement is good for that. It's like deep breathing, like keep it flowing, keep it moving, fresh. Yeah. I used to love when I took that weight training class in college. It's one of my fondest memories. Why only Black artists here? Spotify. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. World War II veteran celebrates his 100th birthday and 71 years of marriage. Yay! 20 claps for the 71 years of marriage. I think the longest known married people I know is 50 years. 71 years. That's a long time. That's a long time. Yay! Happy birthday, World War II veteran. The most Googled questions about sex reveal just how little people know about it. So I think the first one is, where is a G-spot? Both of them had to do with women, and it made me think there used to be this little white woman who was on the radio, who I think she was on the radio. She used to answer questions about sex. Was it Dr. Ruth? I can't remember her name, but but it was like so shocking, like that this little old lady was talking about sex. I guess that was supposed to be the shtick. But it just seems like Dr. Ruth, yes, Dr. Ruth. But it seems like, I guess the article is sort of the fact people have to get that type of information. Who was a female bodybuilder years ago, I asked her what it was like. She said it allowed her to live a completely stress-free life. I've been married for 25 years. You'll have to divide by 6, of course. Yo no comprendo. No entiendo. No habla de yo no hablo. No, yo no entiendo. I gotta learn to speak Spanish. I need to learn to speak Spanish. How am I live in Costa Rica now and speak Spanish? But I think it's like the fact that, even for things like for intimate information, we go to computers, before, I guess it was like when Dr. Ruth was like, it was like people calling a stranger on the radio, but that was at least a person. But now we go, more and more to computers. And also it seemed interesting that there was like so much confusion about, like, I think that women are, I think that we're a mystery to ourselves, a lot of us. And I think, like women, like how women are very mysterious. People just don't, yeah. Okay. What you need to know, I can teach you. All right. You need to have lives. There are a couple people in the YouTube community who do like one poetry does, but I think that we should have more conversation rather than less. I think that I think we should, and I think we should have like people to people conversations. I think it's stop doing calisthenics. You just get tired and worn out. You don't come, you just get tired and worn out. But poetry who does she writes erotic literature. She does Grown Folks Fridays or something like that. She does a live. There's somebody else who does a live, but I feel like we should, I think you should. Very sweet. Yeah, I don't think we should be going to Google. I think we should be, going to people when we have questions. Okay. But it's sort of like, it also seemed kind of sad to me that there was like so much confusion about, women, Trump White House axes NASA research into greenhouse gas cuts. About 2/3 of U.S. corporate debt needs to be refinanced by 2023. Yeah, it is a shame. And rising interest rates have some analysts worried. So, corporations are in debt. People are in debt. Countries are in debt. Don't. If you can't afford it, then don't buy it. That's what I think. I'm not really a fan of debt. I'm not a fan. That's it. I know you didn't ask. It's unsolicited. You know what I think about unsolicited advice. But 2/3 of U.S. corporations. That's The Stars in My Soul with Chadwick Boseman and Logan Cole's producing sales to working title. So that's something. The Stars in My Soul, I guess it's gonna have some black people in it. If you can't pay cash, right, then your ass can't afford it. The shit. God damn it. Excuse me. Okay. I'm cussing you out. Not you, but the part in you that wants to just, I want it now. Just chill. It's okay. Just chillax. It's okay. You got good things coming. You got good things. You ain't got to rush into nothing. Ebola. DR Congo confirms new outbreak in countries. Okay, so that's it. I think I've looped back around. Your ass is grass without that. Oh, is that a Mark Twain quote? See, I'm giving you credit for it. Okay, it's clever though. It's good. So that's it. I've gone way. Now I think Mark Twain was the one where I'm kind of confused, but there was this one book that I read that was supposed to be classic. It had Nigger, Jim in it, and the little white boy, and I'm kind of like, I don't like it. I might have to sit in a literature class to understand it, and I'm not sitting in no literature class to understand it. So I am gonna catch up, and I can't with you tonight. I am gonna loop back around. I know that we haven't talked about other people's money is key. We haven't talked about Alkebulan, Mama Africa, in un momento, pero I remember. That's the end. No, I'm shuffling my cards now. This is a big deck. I have one deck. I don't know where it is. I'm gonna have to buy another one because but I have one deck. It's a tarot deck. This is not a tarot deck. This is it's called The Universe Has Your Back. The Universe Has Your Back. But it's so tiny and it's good for my hands. But this is like bigger than the average size. So as we depart, hope is the conduit for miracles. Hope is the conduit for miracles. Hope is conduit for miracles. Habaragani, nobody remember. It's the third principle. Let us see what it is. What it is, 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 what it is. So we ain't got no movie night? I guess I'm gonna have to go. I was gonna say I was gonna go to the club and but maybe I go to the skating rink. All right, I've been up since 5 this morning. Okay. So I went on his page earlier, but it didn't really tell me anything special. And miracles are the conduits for more hope. Not this weekend. Okay, you'll be doing the live stream you told me about. Shoot. I don't know. I need to. And I don't even like comedy shows. A lot of times when I go to comedy shows, I'll be like, it's kind of funny. I'm laughing in the inside. I need to go to a comedy show. But sometimes I don't like when people talk about like the woman is fat. Like, you know, I don't know. Some of these jokes I'd be like, I don't want to laugh at fat women. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's nice. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, Kwanzaa principles. That's my problem. I'm going to find it. I'm going to release you. I'm going to dismiss you. Children, I'm going to dismiss you in one moment. Please bear with me. We're going to finish up these announcements and then you'll be... I like mystery dinner supper clubs where they do a mystery play. Ooh, a mystery play. I just saw an audition notice. I didn't audition for one. I kind of wanted to go to like a murder mystery on a train, but I'm a little nervous about the murder mystery things because I think, what if a real murder happened during the play murder mystery thing, but you thought it was like part of the joke, but it wasn't part of the joke. I think Kevin Hart is funny, even though I don't like him. See, that's the thing about comedy. It's like, I guess it's subjective. It's like some, I don't know. I think he's funny. I try not to listen to him because if I listen to him, I'm probably going to laugh. I love mysteries. Okay, so when I say Habaragani, you say Ujima. Oh, this one has a pronunciation key. Collective work and responsibility. Oh, I saw a Cat Williams thing. He was kind of funny. Now, he seems kind of like, you know, most comedians are smart, but there's something like grown about his but see, some of that pimp stuff, I don't know. To build and maintain our community. To build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters our problems, and solve them together. So who have you assisted today? What are you doing today to build and maintain your community? And are you doing it with other people? It says to build and maintain our communities together. You can't do it alone. You got to do it together. And to make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and help solve them together. Don't just take on the problems and be like, oh, we all depressed. We got to solve them so we can all be happy. All right. That's what I got. Today is the best day ever. I connected 2 people today. Very excited. Was it a love connection? This is it for Notes on the News. Was it a love connection? I want to be a matchmaker like in the old tradition. Keep contact with like minds. Has anybody... Problems are solutions in hiding. Right, like it's 2 sides of the same coin, of the same card. I looked up Infoman in Africa. Oh, so they can interview him for his broadcast. Interview her for his broadcast. Oh, yeah. I can agree with that bona fide. Problems are solutions in hiding. I can agree with that too. So what's up? What you looking forward to? What am I looking forward to? I'm kind of excited about this meetup. And I want to know, does anybody know anything about Grand Rapids and Black-owned restaurants in Grand Rapids? Throw it in the comments. African is about to go to Ghana for a week. I'm real envious of that. Has anybody spent time anywhere on the African continent? A week seems like, I don't know, a week seems like a short amount of time to me. Ghana seems interesting. I don't know where I'd like to start. I guess because my mother first went to Morocco, I feel like, oh, I want to go to Morocco. Excuse me. My daughter is having a sleepover for her birthday tomorrow. God help me. How old is your daughter? My dream is to go to South Africa. Oh, that's where my mother just went now. We're planning another trip to South Africa. We're planning a trip to, well, not, I shouldn't say we, but Costa Rica and South Africa, and this time I'm going. She'll be 13. Oh my gosh. When I used to work with adolescents, I mostly worked with teens. And then one year I ran a program with the middle school children. And they were like a whole, I'm thinking, oh, they're just going to be like teens. But, you know, they were like just so up and so down. And then the girl, this is my best friend. And they were like not friends. And then they were, I was like, oh my gosh, it's really, really intense. Are you planning a scare for them? Summertime here in New Jersey. What part of Jersey? Charging up my divine melanin on the shore, the Jersey Shore. I lived in Montclair, New Jersey for a little while. I liked how Montclair looked. Like, you know, this time of year, I bet you a whole bunch of flowers are coming up and it's already really, really beautiful. The Jersey Shore, I don't know anything. I just know Montclair. And then Teaneck was like north. I used to always scare my daughters and her friends when they had sleepovers. One time I hid in a closet for a whole hour to scare them. It was awesome. I'm tired already. Oh my gosh. I never had anybody scare me at a sleepover. Is that like some tradition? Everybody's planning a scare at the sleepover. We just eat and sleep and giggle and try to stay up all night. And talk about boys. Montclair is nice. I sometimes go there to watch artsy movies. That Y was nice in Montclair. I used to, well, it ain't really the Y. It ain't really, it's just the steam room and the sauna. That's all. But I liked, I used to walk to it wasn't called Whole Foods at that time. I think it was Sprouts maybe, I don't know. But I used to walk there and people just thought it was so strange. I've always been a walker. They were like, you're walking? Like, yeah. Oh my God. That's awful. Candyman is a scary movie, isn't it? So they wanted to be scared. So you gave them exactly what they wanted. Are y'all giving that? Is that DAP? Or is that like punching you in your face for scaring them little girls? Yeah. Oh, that's DAP. She giving you DAP, 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 DAP. DAP, 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 DAP. Yeah. All righty. Well, that Church Street area of downtown Montclair is pretty nice. I wonder if that's where I lived. It was like a Y. I don't know. It was she started crying. She started crying. Why are you laughing at that, sir? Why? She was crying. Was she laughing and crying? You know how I cried so hard. Is that what had happened? Oh my God. That's awful. Well, y'all sound like y'all had fun at the sleepovers. Who knew? The adults in my life would just be like, y'all go there, do whatever. Bye. That's very sweet. Ayapo is a mess. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I've never been to the Jersey Shore. I went to that casino town in New Jersey. There's like Las Vegas, and then there's, what's the casino? I tell every parent, enjoy your children while you can. They will be grown and out before you know it. Atlantic City. I went to Atlantic City. I'm trying to remember if I was underage or not. But I'm not really a gambler. I don't know why we went. Or worse, they'll be grown and still at home. That's the best. A pop out with chains. Oh my gosh. Lord, Lord, Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. I think it's the last, y'all like the Last Poets? They're here in Detroit this weekend. It's sold out, I heard. The Last Poets. I remember when I heard Sex Education Ghetto Style. I used to know the words by heart. That used to be I was just like, oh my God, this is just, shh. And we listened to it and laugh, and that was so much fun. But anyway, the Last Poets are in town. But I don't never like, I've seen them. They seem like they come to town all the time. And I feel like, I don't know, I've seen them a few times, but I'm not like, oh, I'm so sad that I'm not seeing them. The Last Poets. Sex Education Ghetto Style. I used to know that. I probably know the lyrics if I catch some of them. You can't sit outside for 10 minutes without getting sunburned. Oh, we talking about I got you. I got you. Hello, but I did get it. Yeah, but when I went to Atlantic City, it was like at night. I didn't get to like get the experience. I'm trying to remember if that's when we stole somebody's car. Because I was from Detroit, so I could drive, but the people from New York, they couldn't drive. So I was driving somebody's stolen car. I can't sit outside for 10 hours without getting sunburned. I think I got sunburned once. My little nose was peeling. But I overdo it. I do it in the sauna too. They'd be like, stay in for 10 minutes. I'd be like, 10 minutes? I'm just getting warmed up, and then I'm sick. So I've had to learn to stay in 10 minutes. And that's the same thing with me in the sun. I'd be like, what? Don't leave. Get out of the sun. And I'd be like, oh, maybe I stayed out for too long reading. I like to be in the sun and listen to music and eat fresh fruit. That just seems like heaven. It rained outside, and a blind man came and ran his fingers through my hair and said, good dog. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I'm figuring this is a good popular night for live, so maybe I'll see something live. Maybe I'll fall asleep, go to sleep. Oh, I need to read my book, although I might be too tired to read. More Dark and Lovely. Oh, darky. I wasn't trying to get sunburned, but I think I did because my skin was peeling, and somebody's like, I don't know if it was sunburn, but somebody's like, it's sunburn. It didn't burn, but my nose was peeling. I don't remember if it was peeling anywhere else. I think it was just my nose. So, yeah, I like the sun too. Well, it's been 18 hours and it's been lovely, but I'm not going to hold you any longer. When I stay in the sun, I just get deep brown. I love it. I hate when it wears off. Yeah. Now, when I walk every day, usually I have on my little, sports bras or whatever, and then I start having, I can see it. And it's like, I love that. It's like, yeah. When I was young, though, I used to be really like, oh my God, I can't get blacker. Oh my God, I'm already too black. Yeah. You're welcome. It's good to spend time with you all. So this is good, because yesterday I was like, oh my God, I got to get off the I used to love seeing tan marks on my skin. Yeah, I love seeing them now. That's what I was trying to describe when I was like, when I go to the Caribbean and I can tell where I got blacker. And in the summertime when I walk, I'll have the same thing. But it's not as intense. But yeah. I like being black. I like being black. I like being black. The black of the black of the black of the black, black, black. I like being black. All right. That's what I got. That's all I got. My mom used to tan my hide sometimes. Did your mother spank you for real? Miss Bertha? Bert? Did her siblings and women friends call her Bert? Oh. Or everybody called her Bert. She used to whoop me. My mother never whooped me, but my play mother did. That's the same as tanning your hide, ain't it? I used to have a scar on me. I don't know if I still do from getting beat with a beat. They call it a whipping. I think it's a beating if I have a scar on me for 20 years. I don't know if I still have it. I don't even remember where it was now, so I probably don't have it. But yeah, my play mother, Edna, she used to beat me. And her mama used to beat me, mother. Such beautiful memories of the old switch bush. My last real good sun soak was in Jamaica a couple of years back. I loved it. It's terrible. The getting beat. Well, I'll tell you this. I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily believe in beating, but I don't feel like mother didn't love me or like Edna didn't love me. Like, I feel like they love, I don't know. But I don't necessarily, I just on principle. I'm like, I was bad, a hard-headed boy. I just don't understand, like, the concept of beating. Like, I'm bigger than you, so I can beat. I just don't, like, when I think it through, like, I can never, like, rationalize it or make it make sense to me. Like, why I would be violent to somebody. And I turned out to be such an awesome man. Everybody says it's the result of the beatings. A lot of times when you argue with people, I don't like to argue with people, but when you argue with people about it, they're like, I got beat, and that's what made me the wonderful person I am. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't know if that's what made me, but I did get beat, and I don't feel like, I still have great, like, mother is dead, but I still love it, and I don't, I feel like that's just what she was doing. He would reason us to death. Yeah. It didn't mess me up in any way. Yeah. I know a lot of people feel that way. I've heard it again and again and again. I have never learned to understand the concept. Yeah. And it might be the context, like, because I feel like the heart, like, I never felt like anybody was, well, sometimes I did feel like I was being beat out of frustration. So I take that back. I was going to say, I never felt like anybody was beating me out of frustration, but sometimes I did feel like I was getting beat out of frustration. But I think that's just like, even though that wasn't my mother, it was like, that's just love. But I felt like I was beat out of frustration sometimes. We were, it was a whole bunch of kids, wild, running around, crazy, free range, wow. Banshees. What is banshee? I need to look that up because I use that word a lot. It's probably offensive. She never did it when she was angry. Oh, I got beat when I was angry. Not when I was angry, but I got beat when people were angry. They'd be like, what? You broke the what? Come here, we're beating all of you. My mom was the whip master. Yeah, mother used to make us go get switches. I don't even know what mother would beat us for. Now, mother, she was kind of, her husband's son, he would sit on the front porch. She started lecturing me. I longed for the days when she would just switch me and get it over with. Blah, 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 blah. You would walk by the front porch and son would be sitting there. And it's like now as an adult, I'm like, why was son always sitting on the screened-in porch? Like he never really said anything. And then mother, it was like it seemed like she was always baking cakes. She probably wasn't, but in my mind she was. And she wanted us to just sit down and be quiet. And I'm like, I'm 6. What about, like, nah, I wasn't the worst one, but I mean, I don't know. Mother would beat us. I don't know if I agree with that. I think sometimes we laugh at things that are painful and, yeah. Those lectures were the worst sometimes. The worst. Dad, can you just whoop me? I was a sweet child that did dirt. Not a rueful laugh, but a humorous laugh. What are you talking about? Rueful. Rue. I don't even know what rueful means. What does rueful mean? I should have waited and hit roof. Oh, sorrow or regret, especially in a wry or humorous manner. Oh. We laugh. Look at you using big words. Oh my God, here comes a joke. That's the setup. A rueful laugh is when you laugh at something painful, like out of shock. I was very hard on my 4 children because of my dirt. How come I couldn't have been born smart and so darn good looking? Yeah. I think relationships are complicated. I mean, I think that's kind of part of the beauty. I don't think it's like simple or, I think I guess some aspects are simple, but there's a lot of complexity in relationships. 3630 2721. So I think I saw your son on a live one day, True Royal. He's in college. He's the baby. Probably the 21-year-old maybe. Yeah. Wow. That's a nice assortment of ages. He's 27. Oh, the one I saw on the live the other day. You're a genius, my brother. You a genius, my brother. You a genius, my brother. You're a genius, my brother. Okay, I'm really gonna go. I know you don't believe me. 21 is still at home. Oh, 3630. Dang, that's a 6-year age difference, then 3 years, then 6 again. Those are some big gaps. No, stay. You didn't have a bunch of, I got 4 children under 5 years old. You didn't have that kind of situation. The older children could help with the younger children. Yeah. It would be better if it was like a whole conversation, because I feel like, I guess I'm like kind of tired of hearing my voice. Your son is the reason why I've lost all respect for Boyce Watkins. 4.5 months, 38, 33, 32, 25, and 4.5 months. That's a baby. I have to look at the numbers again to process. That was a crazy night, 1970. Oh, wait. I wasn't paying attention. But it's different for men, too, because, I mean, I don't know. But, you know, women, all of your children came through you, theoretically. You know, I guess you can have children that did not come through you. Oh. 38, 33. That's 5, 1, 7. Those are some big age gaps too. Like I have, like my sisters, they're like 2 years apart, you know? I mean, 1 year apart. Like they're the same, they're basically the same age. They're not 2 years apart. And then my other sister, they're 2 years apart. I'm trying to, oh, well, me and my brother are 16 years apart. That's a big age gap. My mother and her sister are 2 or 3 years apart. Or were. Her sister has made her transition. It made her transition. You're an only child? I was an only child. No. My mother's sister was killed, and so when we were teenagers, her children actually came to live with us. But before that, they lived with my grandmother. But then before that, my mother, there was like two women who lived together who had, like, you know, they were part of a consciousness raising group. It's this whole story. But anyway, so like Edna's like my, you know, she's like, don't say I'm your other mother because people will think it was gay. But I don't really care. Oh, feel better, Queen, when you're better. I'm an only child. Feel better because I was an only child? I must have missed something. Yeah. But I grew up with them. That was from like 4 or 6 or whatever. Naja was 4, so I was 5. And then it's teenage. When they moved out, then, you know, the other children came, and then my brother came. But people say I act like an only child. They say I'm spoiled. Hopefully my pain will cool down. Oh, you don't feel well. Oh. 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 Yep, I was just that. So I wasn't going to say it. Pain is not fun. I remember one time I was meditating, and I had to have a root canal. And the pain was so bad. They had to find a dentist for me. I was in Montreal, or near Montreal, and it was like a hole. And I was like, I would just be up in the night, and I would be in so much pain, and I'd be trying to think like, what's that monologue I remember? And I try to remember prayers and say things to distract me. And I'm so sorry. Feel better soon, Queen. Yeah. Try to say things to distract me from the pain. It was just like such intense pain. It wasn't fun. Do you find that it helps if you like do you watch TV or do stuff so that are you less focused when you're doing other stuff on the pain? Yeah. Yeah. Now, usually when I have cramps, I focus, you know, it's easier. It's like less intense. But that when I had that toothache, that was like that was really intense. I couldn't. It was like breakthrough pain. Feel better. Sometimes when I'm in pain, I have a hard time remembering to breathe. Do you do breathing exercises or anything like that? Or are you conscious of breathing? Do you find that that makes a difference? It's like I hold my breath and brace for impact. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All of that and more, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Feel better, feel better, feel better. This too shall pass. Sending you love. Healing energy. Peace. Calming energy. For whatever it's worth. Receive it with love. Don't trip. It's part of life since the age of 13. Yeah. Am I tripping? You know, yeah, it's no context, it's no frame of reference. I'm getting tight, you know, it's hard to have certain types of conversations in this, you know, there's no like feedback loop exactly, like, you know, I can see your words, but I'm trying to like understand and feel, and it's you know, I think there's some vibrate, you know, it's a whole different way of relating than what I'm used to. So I might be tripping though, because I've had an intense day. So I might be tripping. But you're used to it. I don't like pain. I don't like to hear that anybody else is in pain. So, yeah. Oh, thank you. I wonder. Sometimes I used to, like in the subway, I like sit and pray for everybody on the train and send affirmations to everybody. And sometimes I do that on lives. I try to be conscious, but I don't know. I don't know. Today is a rough day. I didn't have to use my AK, but almost. I don't have an AK. Dang, if I had needed to use my AK, it would have really been a rough day. Because I don't have one. Yeah. People will try you, some of them. But don't come for me unless I send for you. That's what the I guess the cool girls say. I don't normally say stuff like that. I don't mean it in that context either. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. But this is actually usually the, you know, the weekend doesn't mean anything to me. Like, oh, thank God it's Friday. Right, don't make none, don't be none. But the last 2 weeks I had shows leading up into shows. It was like, you know, tech week was the week before that. Then I was on a project and it was early in the morning. And so this Friday is kind of like, What character is your alter ego? I don't know. Do I have alter ego? But this Friday, tomorrow, like, I don't have anything that I have to do. I was supposed to be doing a tour tonight, but it got canceled due to the bad weather. So that's good. And I don't even know if I want. I'm trying to figure. I don't know if I want to be bothered. I don't want anybody to force me to get. I don't like PayPal. I don't use PayPal, and I don't want to use PayPal. And so if you can't pay me with the check, you're out of checks. When I run out of checks, I pay the bank $20 or $40 and they send me more checks. I don't really understand the concept of telling me that you're out of checks. I feel like I think you might already be getting on my nerves. So we might need to just, sever the ties now while we still on good terms. Because where are we going with that? Is that like the banks not offer checks anymore? Oh, I ain't even talking about nothing. What character? I want to know more about this alter ego. I ain't talking about nothing. But you know what I was thinking about the other day? My second husband calls me Smiley Riley. And my first husband said, you know the reason why? He said, Maya Angelou or somebody said, never be with someone whose hand is perpetually on the back of their head. I'm like, perpetually on the back of their head. And it was like that. I was like, oh, yeah, that's not really me. Oh, that's not really me. Yeah. And I'm definitely like a morning. Like I thought everybody was a morning person, like, or a life person, but everybody is not. Some people are more melancholy. I don't really have a melancholy nature. And you can see it astrologically. When I look at my chart, I'm like, dang, that's kind of how I am too. Now I'm a little vindictive. I have a little Scorpio moon. But I don't really have, it's like a mosquito bite more than I don't know what a scorpion sting is like, but is that right? Yeah, I'll hold a grudge. Like if I get mad at somebody, I get mad at them. Yeah. And when I'm done with somebody, I'm basically done. Now, I've never tried to, it's almost impossible. Oh no, I can hold a grudge. I remember one time I was out walking with my mentor and we ran into one of his friends, and his friend said something like, I don't even remember what he said, but it was something like, oh, you think you're cute and that you're going to get me and my money. I'm like, what? And it was like every time I saw him, my jaw would get tight, like. And it was like years later. At some point, I couldn't even remember why, but every time I saw him, my jaw would get tight. A scorpion venom. I just think it's probably more of a tight jaw. I wouldn't push him down. I would feel bad if I pushed him down. I wouldn't push him down. I don't think I said anything to anybody about it. I just felt away in the inside. But for years, it probably wasn't years, but it felt like years, for months, whenever I'd see him, I was like, But yeah, I think that Scorpio moon, for me, it's not, for me, usually my Scorpio moon shows up where I love Scorpios. I like the intensity. So, okay, everybody who's in the chat right now, what is your sun sign? Do you know what your sun sign is? Most people, when they think of their signs, they think of their sun sign. So if somebody's like, what's your sign? Isn't that a song? Hi, my name is Leo and I'm a Cancer. No, my name is Jacob and I'm a Cancer. There's some song where the men be telling you they zodiac signs. And I like to take all the women out to eat. Iyapo is a Libra. A Libra. Yeah. What do I know about Libras? Balance, justice, partnership. I guess that's all it's been so long since I studied good. I got to get back to studying. Oh, Scorpios. Yeah. That seems kind of Libra-like. I think sometimes Libras like can be very like, they judge things like I can see this side of it and I can see this side of it. I can see this side of it and sometimes people can experience that as indecisive. Charming because ruled by Venus, so very like charming. I'm so sweet, see? I love Scorpios. I like being a Libra. That's nice. I love Scorpios. I feel like Scorpios get a bad rap. Taurus. Ooh, you kind of, I don't want to say you look like a Taurus, but now that you're saying that, it's like I can almost see it in your, or maybe I don't. I don't know. I can see the good side. I can see the bad side. They say, ooh, Libra is the iron fist in the velvet glove. So like very smooth and, you have the appearance of like softness, but it's like, hey, Mary Jane. Hey, Mary Jane. Taurus. Hi, Aquarius. Hey, Delana. Oh, Aquarius. My son is in Aquarius's house. Now, I love Aquarius because Aquarius nature is sort of, or my sense, or it's like, you can't roll with a cause. What is Libra? The scales is the only sign that doesn't have, that has an inanimate object associated with it. Scales, justice, marriage, like relationships, partnerships, function best in partnerships. Ooh, Virgo. My brother is a Virgo and my husband is a Virgo. Taurus. Now, I think of Taurus as, so like, unbalanced. Who's unbalanced? I guess they can be unbalanced. Taurus, I think, well, when in terms of in the context of men, I always think like just very like, I don't want to say simple, unbalanced, crazy. He's crazy. He's a lunatic. Taurus is very, like not, like if you think of like Scorpios, it's like a lot going on and it's like, I don't want to say a mess, but it's like a mess. But Taurus, good food, like they're ruled by Libra as well. Not by Libra, by Venus. Both of that is Venusian energy. So like, beautiful things, beautiful food, good quality food, values and valuables. That's what I think of when I think of Taurus. What do you value? What are your values? What's valuable to you? What's important to you? Oh my gosh. Sun 21 degrees in the 9th house. The 9th house is Sag's house. Oh, I'd have to see your chart. I'm trying to see it. Where's your moon? What's your rising? Okay, so we got a Taurus, 21 degrees. That's a late degree. Second. Taurus is number 2. 3 is Gemini, so real close. So you kind of getting some of that Gemini vibration, maybe. Oh, I can't pull up the stuff. Somebody else said something and I had a thought, but I didn't want to ignore. So Scorpios, we love Scorpios. Oh, Aquarius. Oh, I love Aquarius. I love all the signs. Sometimes when I read when I read astrologer stuff, you can tell they don't like Scorpios, or usually it's Scorpios. Scorpios seem to get picked on. But I like all the signs. I like Aquarius is because they can be like rebels without, they can be rebels without a cause if you like out of alignment. But when you in alignment, it's like there's visionary, like you can, they have insight and they have wisdom that the rest of us will catch up to, 10, 20 years. We'd be like, if you pay attention, you'd be like, they already said that. Aquariuses tend to be good for, like, I had a male friend who was an Aquarius. Friendship groups, organizations is the Aquarian, well, the Aquarian house. Friendship groups, organizations, like mankind, you know, us, we, probably. Definitely a rebel, but a good friend. The ninth house. So Sag is and is complemented by Gemini. So Gemini is like, you know, kind of basic education, like primary foundational education, and Sag is like, you know, advanced studies, higher education. So in the ninth house, Sun and Taurus in the ninth house. Sun and Taurus in the ninth house. What's on the cusp of the ninth house, or of your ninth house? Do you have your chart? Are you pulling it out? Yeah, I have to see. I don't know if I have to see it, but I like to see it. I like the imagery. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, Virgo. Oh, Virgo. Ooh, so health and service. Also, that's interesting. The Virgo, as we're talking, is kind of like, you can see like the service and community in the Aquarius, the Virgo, and the Libra vibration. Service, health, work. Taurus is earth, but like values, money, beautiful things, good food, good sex. Taurus. Virgo is, you know, like work ethic and serving the people. Well, you have Virgo on this continuum, and Pisces on the other continuum. Virgo is likely to be in service. Pisces might be likely to need the service, but, you know, in service, you know, to the people, work, service, health. Virgo. Who do I know who's a Virgo? Bleak. Picky. Kind of selective in terms of who they deal with. They're not generally, in my experience, they're not quick to like jump into stuff. Aspects trine, Sun, Mars, 6 degrees. Yeah, I've heard that too. I think you can think of critical. You can think of critical in a pejorative way in terms of like, he's critical, but I think of it in terms of like analytical, and critical, like, you know, analyzing a situation, separating the wheat from the shaft, to the cut through, you know, cutting through to the tutu, getting to the good stuff. Yeah, dang, yeah, that's probably what I need to do. I need to go study. I want to see everybody's chart and look at it. Oh, I got some charts upstairs I could look. That's what I should go do. Look at some charts. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm super analytical. I sometimes wish I could turn it off. Perfectionistic. Yeah. See, the thing about it is I don't know, you know, I feel like sometimes when you look at a chart, you can see how to activate certain things to balance certain other things out. Like, you know, everybody, you already, just like we were talking, you have what you need. You already have what you need. So, you know, even without looking at your chart, you can just talk to your God, and, you know, you can manage it in a way that's productive for you. You already have what you need. Like, if you look at a chart, everything is already there. Every sign, you know, everything. All of us are everybody. We're all connected. We're all the same. We're all made up of the same stuff. You know, it's just kind of how you deal with it, how you approach it. You know, what's going to feel and work for you is going to be different. What's going to feel and work for somebody else. But critical, analytical, wish I could just turn it off. before I find my level. Yeah. 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 Now the Virgo, I mean, not the Virgo, but the Libra woman that I was close to, she's been married, I think 4 times, and she might. So that I can really see that like partnership and just how she works and how she moves in the world. I can really, really see that. So I guess now when I hear you, like, you know, it's like, you know, hearing like, oh, you know, my best friend, my best friend, my best friend. Although it seemed like I just started hearing that. But, you know, I don't know if you just started, you know, I don't know. But, you know, that, you know, somebody to bounce off of, some, you know, is important, tends to be important. Some people might have their sun in Libra, but their chart, you know, they might have a stellium in Leo, or they might have, you know, like like their vibration could read. You would never guess my best friend's wedding. You would never guess, you know, you might never guess their sun sign based on their vibration, because there's a lot. And then some people, they're, you know. I usually never even try to guess people's sign. I should do that as a theorize. What's their sign? Sometimes I used to try to do that with characters in books. What sign would they be? But that's not as interesting to me as looking at people's charts. And looking at the charts like, yeah. Like I can be moved, you know, yeah. Like how to, you know, like I learned a lot about how to manage my energy in ways that were productive for me and served me, you know, and not let some stuff just activate this, you know. Don't be worrying about that. Activate this. It's good. You got it. So, yeah. Yeah, I got some charts upstairs I could study. But it's different when you don't know the people. Oh, really? Is it Desiree or Desiree? What's your sign? 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 I think Beyonce and them had a song where they were talking about the zodiac. But there's some kind of like, you know, like the Spinners or something. I can't remember what they were talking about. Hi, I'm so-and-so. And I'm a Cancer. And we, like, I think one of the guys must have been oh, Desiree. Oh, I don't know her. One of the guys must be Cancer, because I keep thinking Cancer. Desiree, you gotta be. Oh my God. Okay, for real, I'm leaving now. It's 3 hours. It's 3 hours. But it's the best 3 hours ever. Extra time in your kiss. I think there are compatibility. I think, you know, I think sometimes you can see compatibility. And then there's this concept that my mentors taught me about, where it's like the Venus is sitting on. I never really quite understood it because I couldn't, you know, much love, family. Yes, I love her. Oh, what's your sign? Okay, I'm gonna look it up. I'll listen to it on my way up the stairs, maybe. What's your sign? Okay. Peace, peace, peace. Today is the best day ever. Tonight is the best night ever. Go out and make it a wonderful night. Proud to be a dread. If I play it on the thing, I'll get flagged, so I'm not gonna play it, but it's up on Vevo, YouTube, something like that. All right. Thank you all for spending time and vibing. Prayers and healing and health and love and peace to us all. May we all be of greater service to more and more people and enjoy being blessed and being a blessing. And Habaragani, Ujima, I don't remember, but yeah, we talked about it. All of our problems are our problems. All of our problems are our opportunities. And we find an opportunity together. Be fabulous. Be fabulous. You. Peace. Oh, 3 flowers. 3 is my favorite number. Peace, Mary Jane. All right, 3 is my favorite number. Thank you for the 3 flowers. Peace, Mary Jane.